Welcome to the ElderAbyss show. For talking videos, it's the place to go. Game tips, rants, tactics, and more. What you'll find here, you can never be sure.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. In this episode, we're featuring some gameplay from Bad Company 2. We've got a little bit of conquest on Oasis. And as you've noticed, yes, I am running the recon class. Something I don't do very often, and something I haven't seriously done, as in playing like a whole match of it in a really long time. But I was playing the other night, and the urge hit me to throw on the recon class and just, run it for a whole match. I ended up running it for a handful of matches because I guess where I haven't played it in so long that it gave me a kind of fresh feeling almost. And any hint of freshness that I can get in this game at this point in its life cycle is welcomed, because I enjoy the game, and if I can just throw in a sprinkle of freshness now and then, well, all is well in the Bad Company 2 universe. But it's a pretty fun game. It's nothing spectacular because it did take me several rounds to get warmed back up to the recon, but this was one of the early ones. And like I said, it's not spectacular, but it does have some points in it that are fun, both at my fails and my successes. So I thought it'd make a nice backdrop for us to kind of watch as I talked. And I just wanted to have a little bit of conversation between you and I, because first and foremost, man, I really just wanted to put something up as just a thank you to you guys, because I think it was last week sometime I passed 2,000 subscribers here on the channel, and that was humbling, to say the least, to realize that 2,000 plus subscribers are following the show, and a good many of you interact with me in some form or the other, in the comments and Twitter and stuff like that. And I know that I have a kind of a segregated subscriber base between right now it's shaping up mainly be between Gears and Battlefield, but that's cool. Everybody's cool. And, I got a lot of love for both communities right there. I really do. Love both games. Both communities are really good. You got to cut the Gears guys a little slack, because if you're not up on Gears, then you don't realize the frustration we've been putting up with Gears 2. And I hate to talk bad about it, but it can be rough at times, and it's been a long road with Gears. But Gears 3 is shaping up to be something that really makes it all worthwhile. So I'm really stoked about that. And I'm going to hit on some of the games that I'm going to be covering for the rest of the year here in just a moment. But I did want to get that big thank you out to you guys. I really appreciate that. To have you guys out there that appreciate my content that I produce, and like chatting it up with me in the comments, and even some have hooked up with me on Xbox and Steam and things like that. And there's some of the guys that started out as subs I play with on Xbox on a fairly regular basis. So I've met some really cool people. I've met some really cool YouTubers that I kind of I started off watching them, and they kind of influenced me to get started in this. And on that note, I want to throw a big thank you out to Swords. He's had a lot to do with getting things going here, and he's been a pretty doggone good friend. So Swords is a 2 thumbs up man. I don't know how you'll take that, but he's a good dude. He really is. So, again, thanks, guys. It's, I don't know what to say here, right? When do I not have something to say? But I don't have something to say other than thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. So, going back to, I wanted to hit real quick on some of the games that I'm going to be kind of covering for the remainder of the year. There's a few certain ones, a couple of maybes. At this point, at this juncture, there are at least 3 certainties. Gears 3, absolutely. Battlefield 3, absolutely. And as of this week, Dead Island is an absolutely. The realm of possibilities right now are Rage. And I think it's about that as big as that list is right now. There are some other games I'm kind of looking at, and I've not really persuaded myself into those games being something that I want to cover. If there is something you guys think that may catch my interest that I may have overlooked, or I may be missing some interesting details on that could grab my attention, by all means point them out. Don't be afraid to point them out. You can turn me on to games. I love it. It's not a problem. Because check them out, I will. So that's what. So that's our major dedicated games as of right now. And we are coming up on one busy season for gaming and videos, and just the whole gaming communities are about to get a fire lit under them and come alive. Because let's face it, it's been really dormant and really slow and dragging on for the last couple of months, and we've still got a good month or so to pull through this slow period. But when we come out of this slow period, man, is it going to take off. It's going to get crazy, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really, really stoked about these games. And like I said, don't be afraid to suggest something. Be happy to check a game out that I may have missed or overlooked that you guys may have your interest. So, by all means, share. I may be missing something I would really enjoy. I don't want to do that. All right. The other thing, I've got a couple topics. This is great. So something else I wanted to hit on is some of you folks that's been with me for a while may be aware of this. I don't know. But next month will actually be the 1-year anniversary of the show here. And so I'm kind of stoked about that. I mean, everything's kind of fitting together into this massive jigsaw I'm going to have a good time with you guys puzzle. It's great. So here's what I want to do. I know I haven't been doing videos all that much lately, and mainly because of the slow period in summer, family, kids, all that. Been busy. But the video pace is about to pick back up. Yay! And what I want to do is, instead of putting out one video that celebrates my 1-year anniversary of the show, I am actually going to try to do a month-long series of different little tastes, if you will, of things, just to kind of spice things up and get a feel for some different ideas I've been kicking around. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy that. I'm going to start that pretty soon, and that's the 2 clowns, 1 bullet pause. That's always funny when that happens, and it's even funnier when it just randomly happens in a game. I just love it. People try to set those shots up and work their ass off to set them up, but they just randomly happen. And here's another pause. Cha-ching! Check this out. Read the caption. What's going to happen? Let's see. Are you kidding me? How many times has that happened to us? That right there makes me just so happy that the knifing system has been addressed in Battlefield 3. So happy. All right, but back to what I was talking about before we run out of time. The month-long celebration, if you will, that I have in mind for our anniversary is going to include a few different flavors of the show. It's still going to beat the show. I'm not changing anything, but we're just going to throw in some variations, to spice things up maybe. We'll see. And if some of the little side projects, if they go over well and they, they hit good, then, if y'all like them and comment on them and all that good stuff. Oh, excuse me. Well, then I'll see about maybe working some more of that kind of thing in. But one of the things that I've got in mind that I want to do is, since I'm coming up on a year and a lot of you guys have been with me for a while and new guys are continuing to come in on a daily basis, I thought it might be a good time. Actually, I think it's a really good time to do a serious kind of Q&A. So I'm going to do an Ask Abus. And let me go ahead and throw this out there. Because I pick up with a lot of guys. I do a lot of pickup games with subs and everything. When you're in the Xbox Live party with me and the crew, and you want to call out to me, you need to say Abus. I know that's not the correct pronunciation of Abyss, but there's a long backstory to that, and that might be a good question you could ask in the Q&A. But it's Abus. And if you say Abus, I will hear you. Subconsciously, I will hear you. If you say Elder and I don't answer, I'm not trying to be rude. It just didn't register. Then damn, the game's over. No, I refuse to have this end. I've got more to talk about. So I will find something to tack on the end of this. Not cool. So we got that out of the way. But yeah, so a couple of things I want to do. I want to do the Ask Abus. So if you've got some questions, I get random questions a lot, and I usually just answer them back in the private messages or however they're asked. But I want to do a video of these. We'll get them out there because I see a lot of the same ones coming in, time and time. So let's do that. That sounds like a good time. I'm also going to do some more of the, I guess you'd call it team chatter or team talk, similar to that one Oasis Rush video we've done where I was recording the Xbox Live party and my live talk at the same time, because that video continues to do well. A lot of people get a kick out of that, and quite frankly, when me and the crew are in the Xbox party, it's usually a pretty good time. So I want to do some of those, kind of let y'all in on behind the scenes of the chatterbox. We'll call it crew talk. That's what we'll call it, crew talk. And speaking of the crew, I've already talked with some of them, and a few of them's already on board. You guys have been watching, I've been watching the crew play just as like you've been watching me play, because I'm pretty sure almost in every video at least someone is there from the crew, except for maybe one or two, and there's potential crew members there, people that have been with me for a while that haven't been officially abducted into the crew yet, but but there's always my core group of guys are almost always with me. So I want to do kind of a round table with some of them that I can get together, and we'll break down what we're looking at and what our thoughts are on some of these big games coming out, particularly Battlefield 3, Gears of War 3, and those ought to be two really interesting conversations. So those are some of the ideas I'm kicking around that I'm going to try to put out over the next month as we go through this hoorah for the 1 year. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun putting them together, and I hope you all enjoy them. I really do. Don't forget, let's go ahead and start compiling questions for the Ask Abus. Feel free to put them in the comments, send them in a private message, or you can hit me up on Twitter with those. And I will put my Twitter address up on the bar. I'm looking at a blank screen on my editor now that the video's over, but there's my Twitter address or handle, or yeah, that'll get you to me on Twitter right there. So you can hit me up on there. And I've rambled on long enough for this one. I've got a lot more to talk about, but I've got a lot more videos to do, right? Save some, Abyss. Save some. I'm talking about myself in the third person. Anyway, you guys have a good one, and we shall catch you in the next video.
Already been told. We're all just gamers.